Hi guys, this is hilarious. So the Conservatives want you to forget about the past. Don't dwell on the 14 years that they were in power, where they inflicted a massive amount of damage on the economy and society. No, they want you to move on, because there's a new team in town, a new leader with a vision for the future. Now, Helen Whately, a member of the Shadow Cabinet, was interviewed here on LBC, and Goodall pushed back in a way that, well, needed to.
We didn't manage to stop the small boats, and we do know that immigration went up under our watch, and we regret that, and we're determined, and we've said that we would control immigration in future.
I have to say, Helen, this line on immigration I find very, very peculiar. You say it was a mistake. Tory MPs and shadow ministers say it was a mistake. Net migration got up to nearly 1 million people. That's not a mistake. I mean, a mistake is me leaving my car keys at home. You don't just let 1 million people in by mistake. Go, whoops, I let in 1 million people. I don't think you did think it was a mistake at the time. I think, honestly, you let them in because we had terrible supply problems in the economy at the time. We had terrible inflationary pressures. Wouldn't it be more honest to just turn around and go, we let those people in because at the time we needed them? Kemi Badenoch says she's a straight talker. This is an example, actually, of her not being a straight talker at all.
She's not she claims to be a straight talker, but obviously she's not a straight talker. She's dishonest. See, what you're asking here of the Conservatives is anti-conservative. It's like telling the truth, admitting that they were wrong. Now, they will say, yeah, we got things wrong, but they'll never point out what they actually got wrong. See, they just want to be dishonest even when they're being dishonest. It's like, we just want to sweep things under the carpet and be dishonest while we're doing it. We got things wrong. What did you get wrong? We got things wrong. But we have a new team in town. We have a new leader. We have a new vision. Look, when it comes to the small boats and immigration in particular, what Goodall said here is completely correct. You had to bring in a lot of people because when you ended freedom of movement, there were massive labour shortages in every sector of the economy, in hospitality, in healthcare, in agriculture, everything was facing a shortage. So you had to change the rules pretty quickly and bring people in. Now, if the Tories were actually honest about that, they would be able to rebuild their party in some way. You know, there's a lot of damage done, and I think people are still angry about that, but they could start to rebuild part of their party, part of their reputation. But they won't do that because they want to pander to Nigel Farage and reform. They think we need to double down, we need to be more aggressive with our rhetoric on immigration. They're not helping themselves. I keep saying this every time Kemi Badenoch or a Tory MP brings up immigration in the House of Commons. The only people who benefit from that is Reform UK. Because anyone who's quote-unquote concerned about immigration, they're not going to vote for the Tories for two reasons. There's somebody who's more extreme, and second, when you're in power, the numbers went up. I really don't understand what goes through the minds of these people. Immigration is not something you should be talking about. Immigration is not helping you as a topic, as an issue. What you should be doing is saying, we brought these people in because we needed them. It's going to be a bitter pill to swallow, but then you can move on. You can say, yes, we brought people in because we needed them. Stand your ground. Say, we did it because the economy needed it. Now, obviously, the question will be asked, why did you bring them in? Because we implemented Brexit. Okay, it's Brexit's fault. And whose fault is Brexit? It's the Tories. So the Conservatives will not be able to move on as a party until they admit that Brexit was a mistake. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. It's possible in the future a new leader will come along and this leader will say Brexit was a mistake. They don't actually have to believe it, but they actually have to say it. Then the Conservatives can move on. Say Brexit was a mistake. It may take years, it may take decades, but someone will have to come along and say, look, we were wrong on Brexit. It was damaging to the economy, damaging to society. It helped the likes of Nigel Farage. It didn't help the Conservative Party. We need to be honest about that. If we had a chance, we should campaign to rejoin the European Union. So there's an opportunity there. It may sound really strange now, and it'd be interesting to review this video in about 10 years' time. But the Conservatives need to grasp that nettle. They need to be honest with themselves and say Brexit was a mistake. We had to bring people in order to fix the problems Brexit created. And that immigration is not the worst thing in the world. We need people to come in to work in different sectors. There's an opportunity there for the Conservatives to rebuild their party. But I think at the moment they're still chasing their tails. They're chasing Nigel Farage, and it's a road to ruin. They could end up at the next election with, a dozen seats. And maybe at that stage they realise actually pandering to Nigel Farage doesn't work. Trying to be more extreme than reform is a disaster. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.